Welcome to our Halloween episode. Ryan, it is that time of the year. Haunted houses, candy,
the best.
Horror movies, and we're going to talk about all that later. Ryan, what is up with this costume?
Oh, I'm the bargain bin, like at a Walmart. You can get any of these great movies for $1.
Okay, let's see. You've got a Britney Spears VHS here. Oh, in her prime, too. Very nice.
If it's well used.
Okay. The Wedding Singer. Okay, very funny movie.
Sure.
Stone Cold, all right.
Yeah.
Oh, and Pretty Woman with Julia Roberts. Oh, the things I do to this tramp.
Hey, $1.
Whoa. What's going on?
Oh, my God.
It's Tim. He's dead.
Just an incredibly tragic way to start off our show today, folks. The authorities have come in. They've dealt with our cameraman, Timmy.
Yeah, to remove his corpse.
Yes. Took him out, and Joel, the most disturbing thing, I think, that we found out is that they said a poison, a very specific type of poison, was used on Timmy that could only have been administered an hour prior to his death. An hour prior to his death, everyone was already inside this building. That means that whoever killed Timmy is in the building with us right now.
Yeah, maybe, Ryan. The police said a lot of this was speculative. It's still early in the investigation, and they told both of us just to let it go and let them do their job. So I think
Joel,
we gotta move on from this.
I feel like you should be a little more upset. This is your brother-in-law that we're talking about. He wasn't just our cameraman. I mean, you seem very blasé about this whole thing.
And Tim was a good kid, all right, but now he's riding the stone slab to Valhalla, and he would want the show to go on, okay? So
I can't believe you're... Listen, I'm not going to let his death mean nothing. I'm going to investigate, and I am going to find out what happened.
This is why your costume disappeared.
I'm not wearing a costume because our cameraman died, and I thought it was in bad taste. At least I don't look like a reject from the Gathering of the Juggalos.
Okay.
Where's your Faygo Cola?
Let's move on.
Where is your moon mist?
Let it go, Sherlock. Okay, so
Rock and Rye.
Moving on. Okay. We have, of course, this is Horror Month, okay? We're in the midst of it right now. We did a update a couple of weeks ago, plugging Horror Month. Everything we release this month, horror-related. And our first sketch already out there, Demon Seed.
Yeah, very, very disturbing, very scary sketch. And I think people will enjoy seeing me as a child.
Yes, anytime Ryan appears as a child, a gigantic child, in any of our sketches, horrifying.
Yeah.
We have some great guests today, though.
Absolutely terrific.
And you know what? This is a great way to memorialize Tim. All right. We will have the people from the Wyandotte JAYCEES.
Yes.
Haunted House, Bloodbath on Biddle.
Right.
And of course, we went there.
Yes, we did. Very scary. Very scary.
We may have stayed a little after hours, and
yeah,
some spooky things may have occurred, and we'll see a little bit of that later on. You know, Ryan, I'm a huge haunted house fan.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Every October, I get my minions together.
Right.
We go to as many haunted attractions as we possibly can. I even run a website. I've got a blog.
Yep.
If anyone's interested, I write a little bit about horror, review haunted houses, at horrorlust.wordpress.com, as you see it right there. Sometimes I write about the Mud Puppet stuff on there.
Cross-promotion.
Yeah, cross-promotion, shameless self-plugs. But whenever we do horror-related stuff, I like to write about that. So actually,
sure.
And for anyone that's interested in haunted houses, 2 essential materials for you right here. The Haunt Guide, right there, if we can get a shot of that. Chronicles haunted houses throughout the region. And you also have the Fear Finder, which has been around for 20 plus years now. And the Wyandotte JAYCEES actually has a great ad on the inside here.
Oh, really?
We'll talk about this more later with them. But they have their 2013 ad for Bloodbath on Biddle. Let me get this up here. There it is. You see the little girl there. come and play with me.
It's pretty frightening, Joel.
So, folks can get on out to that. That'll be a good time this Halloween season.
Now, Joel,
Yeah.
you know, you've been to so many haunted houses.
Yes.
Any funny stories? Anything that ever happened to you?
Oh, absolutely. Probably the scariest one I ever went to was called Demonic Demons a couple of years ago in Detroit.
Right.
I mean, this wasn't like downtown Detroit. This was the hood.
I was going to say, being in Detroit to begin with, that's
It was
that's almost scary enough.
Went with my brother Jason, of course.
Sure.
And a friend Brad. And scariest haunted house I've ever been to. Pitch black. You had to crawl. You went up and down slides in complete darkness. And at one point, this one actor was so good, he kept getting us with a chainsaw out of nowhere. Brad was so terrified, he grabbed me by the back of my shirt, was choking me, literally, I couldn't breathe, and he was using me as a human shield. And now I was laughing at the same time, but I was gasping and choking for air and trying to let him know he was killing me. I know you had an experience at haunted house, and Ryan here doesn't like haunted houses, and this is why. Let's hear the story. Wyatt's Orchard, 1995.
Yes, I was 12 or 13 years old, and Joel's brother, Jason, was with me, and we went into this haunted house, and a man with a chainsaw came after me. I screamed like a toddler, and I took off running. And my Cleveland Indians hat that I was wearing fell off of my head. And my cousin Jason noticed this, and he said, "Ryan, your hat fell off. We got to go back for it."
Yeah, by this time you were a little ways away.
I was quite a ways away, and in my abject terror, I said, "No, just leave it," which has haunted me to this day because Jason continually brings that up and makes fun of me. And the button on the story is Jason had to go back and get my hat for me because I was too much of a coward to get it myself.
Never returned to one outside of the JAYCEES last weekend.
Yeah, that was my return trip, and as you'll see later, it went just about as well.
I want to tell one more quick story. This is again with my brother. The first haunted house I ever went to, Anxiety Alley in Lincoln Park, which sadly is not once what it used to be. Earliest memory I have of haunted house or Halloween, and me and Jason have both talked. We both have the same memory, but neither of us is sure if it's actually true because it was such an outlandish thing for a haunted house of that size to have in the late 1980s. We both recall, we went through with my mom and one of our aunts, there was a shower scene. Now don't get too excited.
I know.
And the shower curtain had been pulled back, and there was an actor in what I recall as a full-bodied creature from the Black Lagoon suit, which I mean that's quite a suit. I don't think they could have had something so realistic, but it was terrifying. And then the second thing, there was like a well or a pit you could look down, and it looked as if that monster was like 20 or 30 feet down, which, if that's the case, or we're just not remembering this correctly, but if that's the case, that was pretty impressive for a haunt of that size to pull off back in the day. But that was my first experience with a haunted attraction. It was horrifying, and I loved it. I did.
Got a little too. Yikes.
I want to talk a little bit about favorite horror movies.
Sure, sure. I mean, I'm a big fan of the classics, The Exorcist.
Oh, yeah.
John Carpenter's The Thing. I absolutely love that movie. Let's see, Dawn of the Dead. It's a great one of my all-time favorites.
Stole my thunder. Dawn of the Dead, the 1978 version, that is, kids. George A. Romero's Dawn of the Dead, my all-time favorite movie. Nothing wrong with the 2004 remake by Zack Snyder. Very good film. Did not have quite the social commentary, the storytelling chutzpah. I don't know why I did that the original had.
I don't know what that was.
Also loved Nightmare Before Christmas. Animated classic. One of my all-time favorites. This is Halloween. How does that song not get stuck in your head all the time?
I don't know it, so.
Recently, saw The Conjuring. Great movie. A wonderful pace to the story, excellent editing, sound and music. It was great. One more thing, though, before we move on to a sketch here.
Sure.
We got a few pranks are great around Halloween. Let's really quickly, Ryan, you share me a story of a prank that you were telling me about.
Yes. My wife does not like scary movies, will not watch them with me, and the reason for that is years ago when we were just dating, we rented The Ring and watched it. Anyone who's seen that knows there's a VHS tape. If you watch it 7 days later, you will die. You get a phone call or whatever.
Yep.
So after the movie, I went into the bathroom, used my cell phone, blocked the number, called her, told her in a creepy voice in 7 days she was going to die. then hid my cell phone, came out, and when she saw I didn't have a cell phone with me, freaked out, and has not watched a horror movie with me or at all since.
That is a classic. Let me get
Yeah.
through one really quick before we go to sketch. I got about a minute left. 1999, the Blair Witch Project came out.
Right.
And nowadays, I don't think the sort of viral campaign that they put together could be appreciated because everything's viral now.
Right.
When Blair Witch came out, there's no such thing as viral. But people at the time, you'll remember, were actually kind of wondering, is this real? Is this an actual documentary? Well, of course it wasn't. But audiences were really taken with it at the time. So my friend Luke and I, we were too young. We were only 16 that summer. We bought tickets to see Big Daddy and then just snuck into the Blair Witch Project. And we were so taken with it, we made our own spoof of it where we had a night of hijinks. And Luke had this great old man mask that we called Grandpa Jones. And so we filmed all this spooky stuff and then the next morning showed it to his brother and one of his friends. And they bought it hook, line, and sinker up till the point that Grandpa Jones emerged and beat me with a stick. And the brother knew it was fake then, but the friend still bought it. And it was wonderful. So just some great Halloween memories there, but we are going to see a sketch, and when we come back, we're going to sit down with representatives from the Wyandotte JAYCEES. Hey, son, what you doing?
Channeling the dark visions that torture my soul into visual representations.
That's nice, son. Hey, listen, I did go meet with your teacher, and she's concerned about you.
Ah, the worries of puny mortals. They do amuse me. Tell me, Flesh Father, what are her concerns?
Well, son, it's your drawings. She asked you guys to draw your favorite Disney character, and you drew this. What is this? What character is this supposed to be? Is this Bambi's mother?
No, the hunter who shot her.
That is creepy. Do you understand how creepy that is?
Is this discussion over, Flesh Father?
God, please don't call me. I hate that. Okay, just... There was a second drawing, alright? Your teacher asked you to draw a historical figure. What historical figure is this?
That's Baljanzabar the Grotesque. He conquered the oil pits of Kandrajuhar over 8 million years ago.
What? What are you?
We've had this discussion before, Flesh Father. I am a being of pure malevolence, and soon all will know my true name and my true face.
Okay. Let's move on to the last picture. You were asked to draw the best day of your life, and you drew this. This is a picture of me tied up and burning while you pour gasoline on me and laugh.
Yes.
Son, this never happened.
Not yet, Flesh Father. Not yet.
Evil little child, I should have worn a Jimmy cap. Wanna get muddy? Visit mudpuppets.com today.
So, Disco, if that's your real name. It's interesting. Timmy was our top cameraman. And now he's dead. Frees it up for you to slide right into that spot and earn $14 extra a year.
Ryan, what are you doing?
Joel,
We have guests
I'm
here. We
investigating.
had a show to do. I told you to let this go.
did you do it? Did you do it? Did you do it for the money? Did you do it for the glory and the fame? To be #1 on the call sheet of cameramen? You did it, didn't you? Admit it. Admit it now.
Okay, Ryan, it's enough.
I swear to God.
Ryan, would you come back to the table so we can interview our guests? Leave the camera people alone. You need to let this go for now. Let the authorities handle it like we talked about. Go back to the desk.
This isn't done.
Okay, it's done. Get back here, for crying out loud. Sherlock.
I'm sorry. Okay.
You should be.
I'm emotionally fragile right now.
Yeah, okay.
You should be
Sit down.
too.
Okay, so We are joined by our first guest, representatives from Wyandotte JAYCEES. They're working on the 2013 haunted house, Bloodbath on Biddle. Guys, welcome. John and assorted ghouls. Oh yeah, that is creepy. The first thing I want to ask you, John, what exactly is the JAYCEES for people in the community that don't know?
Okay. The JAYCEES is a young adult organization where our age group is 21 to 40, and basically we develop and promote leadership through community service and project management. With that, one of the best taglines that we come up with is, if you can think of it or you want to learn how to do it, the JAYCEES is the organization that has the resources and the knowledge and set to provide those projects or the education.
Now, how do people in the community get involved?
Basically, I mean, probably the best way is go through our website, wyandottejaycees.org. Obviously there's some quick blurbs and stuff to get more information. And also there's a contact form just to fill it out and contact us. And we'll get back with you within 24 to 48 hours. But that's probably about the best way. We do have a number. It's 734-284-3861, or as we say, 284-FUN1.
All right. Now, you are heading the project this year. Can you talk a little bit about that and your experience running haunted houses for the JAYCEES?
Okay. This is my 5th haunted house that I've run. It started out, we had Templin's Auto Garage for the 2nd year. That was my 1st year. And then my 2nd year we took over the old police station. And then from there it just kind of grew from there, just kind of, year after year, kind of been the seasoned member. And understanding the ins and outs, working with the city, working with local businesses and such, to get everything and the tools and resources needed to run our project.
And we probably should mention, at Old City Hall this year, 3131 Biddle, and one of the things you guys are able to do is get old buildings in the city, which is why you mentioned 4 years ago you actually had the old police station. Can you talk a little bit about the challenges specific to this year's build?
Okay. Well, I mean, one of the things that we do work with the city, and I want to kind of thank the city of Wyandotte, is they give us buildings that are on the slate for demolition. So we come in and gut the building and prep it and make sure everything's safe. We submit plans and go through the whole inspection like we are a normal business to create this. So again, one of the things is working, with a building. We don't know what we're going to get into as far as electrical, plumbing, and everything else. One of the things kind of with us having the city hall is we're still working closely with the city as they still are in the transition of going from the old building to the new building at 3200 Biddle Avenue, and making sure that none of the records and information is still intact, not damaged, misplaced, or anything else.
Okay, now I want to ask you, we've got, I want to ask you about the theme. The theme this year is Come and Play With Me. And this young lady here with the teddy bear, she's on the picture, correct?
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about what inspired this theme?
Okay. Well, with us digging into the City Hall archives and stuff, we came across an article that was about Daisy Redding. Before the City Hall was kind of constructed, in this news article, they talked about a girl that was abandoned or orphaned that was roaming the streets of Wyandotte. And she kept wandering and muttering, "Come play with me, come play with me." And come to find out, people were just ignoring her and not paying attention. And she turned them into her playthings and play characters. So she actually went through and murdered them with her hatchet and carrying her teddy bear and muttering, "Come play with me," and she created her own play friends.
And you have brought this lunatic into the studio today.
That doesn't seem safe.
Oh, well, we've worked with local witchcraft and
oh, wow. Great.
So we
The
have
local 184, yeah.
Yes. So she's somewhat under my control.
Oh.
But if things do get awry, I can't unleash it.
Okay. Well, right now, Ryan and I actually stopped by the Bloodbath on Biddle last week to conduct some interviews, but and we got those interviews, but things also went a little awry. So we're gonna see that right now. We'll be back. We're gonna have a little bit more with the with John and the cabal of ghouls here from Bloodbath on Biddle. Well, what of it, Rye? You ready to do this?
Well, I don't want to do this. We're gonna break into a haunted house in the daylight?
Well, yeah, you told me you wouldn't do it at nighttime, so it's our only option.
Yeah, it's way creepier at night, and I don't want to do it at all. Can we just go home and make s'mores?
No, look, okay, I want to bust into this place, all right? Bloodbath on Biddle. I'm going to surprise these people. We're going to get some guerrilla interviews, and we're going to poke around at the monsters in there.
We're gonna get arrested.
We're not going to get arrested, okay?
I can't go back to prison, man.
Aaron, you've never been to prison.
No, but I've seen TV shows. Orange is the New Black. It's terrifying.
Yeah, okay, you know what? You know what? You can stand here if you want. I'm going to kick in the door, okay? Let's go.
Fine.
Dave has been involved with JAYCEES for over 40 years. Dave, can you tell us a little bit about that?
I've been doing it a long time. I've seen a lot of different things in these haunted houses.
It's 41 years, you mentioned?
41 years this year.
You know, I've read a lot of literature on the haunt industry, and it was really the JAYCEES that helped raise it to what it has become today. So you can tell us a
It
little
was
bit
the
about...
JAYCEES that actually started it back in 1972 in Taylor.
Yeah.
Wick and Catherine, we had an old church parsonage that we turned into a haunted house. We didn't even have the chipboard that you use today. We had all drywall. We'd scare somebody and they go right through into another haunt.
Well, I've heard rumors that this place is haunted for realsies.
Well, yeah, that's why I brought us here. So come on, let's just go. Come on.
Fine.
Come on, go.
Oh my God, Joel. They're not just butchers, they're brothers. That's...
Well, yeah.
They're related.
Yeah.
They're incorporated. They have a sign.
Oh, look at that. They've chopped up the Butcher sisters. That's what they've done here. Nice. Come on, Rye.
No,
Take a lick.
don't touch it.
What?
You're
Num
gonna
num.
catch something.
Num num. Good leg
You're
licks.
going
Huh?
to get a disease.
Huh?
And when you do, I'll laugh. Just come on, let's go.
All right. What inspires this kind of artwork?
I don't know, just watching Disney movies all my life and, you know, kind of wishing they'd end differently sometimes.
See, parents, you let your kids watch Disney movies. This is what your kid's thinking about. Hanging those dwarves.
This room's terrifying, Joel. Oh my God. They don't even have a real sign like the other room. Bloodbath, morgue, that's... Oh, it's written in blood.
Well, they're heathens. What do you expect?
Joel, we gotta get out of here. What if the morgue guy comes back and tries to shove me in one of these drawers?
Oh, the morgue guy, you mean the coroner? And shove you in a drawer? Ryan, what will they do? What, they're gonna butter up your sides?
Is this the time for
Shove
fat
you
jokes, or is
shove
this the
you in
time
there?
to get out of
You
here?
need a crowbar to do that.
Well,
alright, keep going, keep going.
He has knives, he could cut me up.
Robert, you have been with the JAYCEES for how long?
Well, I've been doing the haunted house for 13 years.
Okay, I see you are in costume here, so you'll be playing a character this year in the haunted house.
Of course.
Okay. What other aspects are you involved in?
Mostly when it comes to building for JAYCEES, I bring volunteer my time because it's a good learning experience for anyone and everyone who comes out, and you learn a lot of good things and meet new people.
What is it you do other than frightening people inside the haunted house? What is it you do during the construction?
Well, I mean, I do everything from supervise and teach our teens who come up here and volunteer. We also learn new things that I've never learned, like I've learned how to do pneumatics.
Come on, just quit filming stuff, let's
wait a
go.
second, look at this thing, look at this thing.
I don't want to...
Hold on a second, I want to get a shot of myself.
This is creepy,
Look at
Joel,
this.
come
Look
on.
at this. Oh no, they're gonna cut my head off.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's okay. I mean,
Let's get out of here.
who the hell's that guy?
What guy?
That guy right there! Ryan! Ryan! Tell us a little bit about what you do at the haunted house.
Well, the last few years, I was the one actually in charge of the teams. I made sure that they had jobs to do, paired them up with adults to help construction, show them how to haunt. Basically, with this, it's a volunteer organization, but if you've ever been through it, it's a full-time job. And so our teens sometimes need a little guidance, and I've been the mother of the teens. This year we passed it on to somebody else. But my son has, because his father and I have been members since he was a baby, so he's been up doing haunted houses since he was a little guy too.
Yeah, I've mostly when I was younger I worked in the clown haunt, but now that I've gotten older I've been able to run the chainsaw. I designed a haunt last year that was set up kind of like a living room. But mostly like I've been really scaring people since I was like 8, so like 10 years now. But mostly been working on my clown.
So you've been working in the haunt as an actor since about 8 years old.
Yeah.
And in all that time, what is your favorite scare?
I don't know. I think last year when I was working in like a living room, we had a paintball gun which we would shoot CO2. I came up from behind the TV and I had a kid jump through the middle of the couch in the living room. Yeah.
So wait, he burrowed into the couch?
Yeah, we cut out the middle of the couch.
Oh, okay.
And the back of it, the kid jumped straight through the middle of the back of the couch because he got
This is
scared.
a custom.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So Ryan got chased off by some strange dog-like creature, and I'm really worried because Ryan can't run very quickly, and we're separated now, and I'm hearing strange noises, and I'm starting to think that this place may actually be haunted. This may have been a bad decision. So I'm looking for him. I hope he's okay. I'm a little bit worried about what I'm going to find. Okay, I can do this. I can do this. Yeah, okay. Now, are you a self-taught artist, or did you have formal training? Did you go to school somewhere?
I just always drew since I was a little kid. Just something I always enjoyed.
How did you get involved with the JAYCEES?
Well, I've always loved haunted houses, and my neighbors would start to complain about my Halloween display after a certain point, so I figured why not just take that somewhere in the community and help out.
Sounds perfect. So you see, once again, you got nosy neighbors. You want to come and scare people, let your creativity be unleashed. Looking to join in the Wyandotte JAYCEES, you get to come here and meet cool people like Ryan and do crazy stuff like this and scare children, which is always the ultimate reward. Okay, I think I hear Ryan in this next room. Ryan, what is going on?
Hey, Joel. This is my best friend Alice. And she says if I play with her and I'm real nice, she won't eviscerate me.
Wait a second. So wait, you've got to stay and play with her?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, I mean, can I go? Oh. All right. Well, see you, Ryan.
What?
Hey, sorry, pal.
You can't leave me.
I'm out.
Joel! She's gonna kill me! Why did you leave me there?
She said I could go.
That was the most terrifying night of my life. We played so many games of Chinese checkers, it was not even funny.
Yeah, it sounds terrifying.
It was.
So that was our behind-the-scenes look. John, what goes into the creative process behind this type of haunt? Is it a singular vision, or is it more of a collaborative effort?
It is a collaborative effort. This is being my 5th haunted house. I've learned that pulling in the resources of members and actual people in the community that have a passion for haunted houses and Halloween. They're the ones that come up with the visions, and they want to try and create something. And it is actual an art, and it's not just the typical acting that you would see in plays and theaters. It takes it that next step level.
Right.
We want to incorporate all elements of senses, the sights, the sounds, the smells, the feeling of going through it, and the anticipation of going through the house, and just creating that fear and element and creating that anxiety.
And a lot of that is what these young ladies do. Now, Alice. Yeah, a simper there.
I don't
now
like that.
He's got a tick from it.
Yeah. I heard so much of that during the Chinese checkers.
We saw your quarters in the haunt, and they're pretty terrifying. Can you talk a little bit about what is going to go on in that room? What do you plan to do to the citizens of Wyandotte?
Chopping their heads off.
Oh.
So you're not planning on a lot of return business?
You're just going to get them in and kill
Well, I
them.
gotta chop their heads off so someone can cook them. I'm pretty sure the Butcher Brothers will do that.
Oh God, we ran into them. They're
We
shop
ran into
too.
those Butcher Brothers. They were not nice guys.
No. Okay. So chopping their heads off, and how many? What is the head count? What head count will satisfy you?
Everybody.
Every
Everyone.
last. That's a lot of bodies. Wyandotte PD might be looking into that.
I like their business goals, though. That's a really forward-thinking thing.
Okay, and we have. I'm told this is Snow White, but last I checked, Snow White's face wasn't stitched on. Snow White you also have an area with the 7 demented dwarves. She's a mute. I may wet myself.
I already did.
Oh, that's great. Well, Snow White, what is it? What is your specialty in the haunt?
Ripping out people's hearts.
Oh, more head ripping.
Man.
Okay.
No, she said hearts.
Oh, hearts. Okay,
she
so
gets
she's
their
the
heads.
hearts,
She
she's
gets
the
their
heart.
hearts. I don't even want to know what this little one does.
Well, you know what? We also saw her area, and it was pretty elaborate. Daisy here, she's a miniature whack job. Daisy, if I may, what is your favorite part of being in the haunted house? Oh no! Now I'm really freaked out. The silence
That's
is
absolutely
what. Yeah.
terrifying.
What do you want them to do, Daisy?
You know what? It's probably best if we don't provoke her.
Yeah.
I don't-
We probably don't want her rage.
No, I saw her earlier. She was frothing at the mouth. She might be rabid. I don't want to provoke her.
Yeah.
Alice, when we were there the other day, you were very intent on keeping Mud Puppet Ryan here. You allowed me to leave, which I really appreciated. What kind of process do you go through in your victim selection?
Well, he decided he wanted to try and take a sip of my tea, and I didn't like that very much.
Listen,
No.
that teacup was humongous.
Yeah.
And if you can't learn to share
Right.
a little bit of that tea,
Right.
But it's my tea!
We've been through this before. Just because there's food or beverage present doesn't mean it's okay for you to take it.
that's just a disagreement we're going to have to keep having, because my feeling is if you have a swimming pool of tea and I drink like half of it, you still have half a swimming pool of tea. You should be happy with that.
Yeah, well,
That's how the American economy works.
Well, you
kids.
stole it from a girl in a haunted house with a bloody axe.
Yeah.
So
I paid the price. Because by halfway through the night, she was beating me consistently at the games. So,
yeah, that's a steep price.
and I'm a poor sport.
You know, Dave, I'm just wondering, just before we end our segment here, if we can get a super close-up of Snow White here, because this is one of the most horrific faces, aside from Ryan, that
that's
I have
rude.
seen in recent memory. Look at this. Oh, that is. So this
It's
is what
disturbing.
you're going to see. Oh, closer! Go closer! I want to see the pores on her face. Oh my God! Just
geez.
horrific.
It's
But I
terrifying.
want to urge everyone in the community to go out to Bloodbath on Biddle. One more time, that is at 31 Biddle, the old City Hall. Need more information, you go to wine.jaycees.org, or you can call 734-288-7024. You guys are opening next weekend,
Yes.
running October 11th through the 13th, 17th through the 20th, 24th through the 31st, and you also have Friendly Monster Night and a flashlight night.
Yes, we also have a flashlight night. We're also partnering up with Out of the Box Theater. We're doing showings of Rocky Horror Picture Show. Also, we're partnering up with Joe's Hamburgers and having a food voucher. So we have combo packages and stuff. So check out the website, wine.jaycees.org. Click on the link for the haunted house. All the information's there. So
Excellent.
Great.
So if people get on out to the haunted house, we are going to take a short break. We're going to see a sketch. When we come back, you know who's here, Ryan?
Who's that?
Reverend Thaddeus DOOGOODY is here.
Oh, interesting.
Yes,
Very
I can't wait
interesting.
for this interview. He's an
Yeah.
old pal of ours. So let's go to the sketch and we'll be right back.
Yeah, we've had a plumber over. He's looking at it right now. You know, actually, I think he's done. Let me call you back, Ted.
Well, I got some bad news for you. It looks like you got a Wendigo stuck in your toilet.
Wendigo? What's that?
It's an ancient creature of Native American lore. It's always hungry and it feeds on the human soul, sometimes possessing them in the process.
And one of those is stuck in my toilet.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I mean, I'm no cryptozoologist, but I'd say it's a Wendigo.
You're sure it's not just some toilet paper or a giant turd?
Well, there's two pieces of evidence that are leading me to think it's a Wendigo. First, there's something in your toilet, right?
Well, yeah.
Second, didn't you tell me that your wife and son were possessed?
Yeah, but, I mean, a Wendigo? Is that common?
Oh, yeah, we see that all the time. A Wendigo in a toilet, a chupacabra in a garbage disposal. One time, we had to get a Yeti out of a guy's septic system. That one was an all-nighter, let me tell you.
Okay, so, can you get it out of there?
I put a couple bottles of drain cleaner down there, and he didn't like that, not one bit. I say we let it sit for about 20 minutes, we flush it with some hot water, and we see what happens. Now if that doesn't work, I can get you the number to a shaman or a witch doctor. They'll fix you up lickety-split.
So, can I use my bathroom?
Oh, I wouldn't if I were you. I mean, you don't want to end up like those two.
Yeah, but it didn't get you.
That's what you think!
With the fate of both his toilet and his very soul on the line, can our hero find a way out of danger? Tune in next week for the thrilling conclusion of Creeper in the Corner!
Wanna get muddy? Visit mudpuppets.com today!
Welcome back, and now, Ryan, we are joined by a very special guest. Wait a sec.
This was found outside the studio? Just for you guys?
It's addressed to us?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Two puppets yapping at a desk, soon there will be one less. The truth is something they will never know, because the fat one will not survive the show. I will strike again, I am nowhere close to tired, and Mud Puppet Ryan will be the one expired. Signed, the murderer.
Oh my god, who do you think it's from?
It's signed, the murderer, you jackass.
Right. Okay. You know, that's interesting that you just happened to find this outside the studio, huh?
Well, yeah, I was just...
Yeah.
Wait.
Let me ask you a little question. Were you and Timmy having a love affair, perhaps? Was this a crime of passion?
That's ridiculous!
Did you decide to off him?
This is ridiculous.
Ryan,
no, of course not.
You gotta stop badgering the staff, okay?
Be gone.
Be gone?
This isn't over.
Okay. So, let's forget about this for now, okay? Look,
fine.
I'll protect you. No, I won't. Okay. So, right now we are joined by an old friend of ours from St. Pascal's School for Wayward Rascals. We have Reverend THADDEUS DOOGOODY. Reverend, thank you for joining us.
Well, as usual, you got your usual nonsense going on, and I mean usually.
Yes, well, that's what we do, Reverend. Reverend, we wanted to have you on the show. Halloween's coming up, all this spooky goodness, and of course, as children, we were at St. Pascal's the same time you were a reverend, a teacher.
Don't remind me.
Well, I want to get into it a little bit. We want to talk about...
Oh, you're going to get into it, all right.
Gee, he's still got all these years later. Halloween at St. Pascal's, right?
Yeah.
We had some great memories.
Oh, I guess so.
I mean, we had trick-or-treating.
Memories? Nightmares is more like it.
Well, everyone has their own perspective.
Those are two different things. Do you understand that?
Don't talk down to me. Don't you know who I am?
Yes.
We just
I'm a man of
introduced
the
you.
cloth.
Well, you used to be.
I still am?
You're not.
Well,
we did a little research, and it turns out you've been excommunicated from the church several times. I'm not even sure how that works.
Technicalities. You can't believe everything you hear.
Red tape, eh?
Unless of what you see.
Right. Okay. So, Halloween at St. Pascal's.
Yes.
Not always the funnest time. Our trick-or-treating was very restricted. We could not leave the grounds.
Yeah.
And I wish you had left the grounds sometimes. You gave me an apple that was laced with X-Lax.
We did do that.
Yeah, and I was running all over town because of it.
Well,
listen, here's what happened. You weren't used to fruit in your diet. There was nothing in that apple. That was just an apple.
That was not just an apple. I know how you guys are, your shenanigans.
Well-
You're always up to something. You've always, every time over the years, I've chased you all over town. I'm trying to get you guys to admit you were wrong. Listen, 99% of the kids graduated from St. Pascal's School for Wayward Rascals. You know who the 1% is that didn't graduate?
We are the 1%.
Well, yeah, we ditched.
Yeah, you ruined my record.
We got out of Dodge.
You cost me a lot of money.
Trick-or-treating, though. I want to talk about
Calm
this.
down, Reverend.
Yeah,
It's
settle down,
okay.
Reverend.
Calm down.
You're
Every time
fine.
Trick-or-treating.
No one here
Morons.
wants to hurt you.
We could only trick-or-treat in our dorms. We got Werther's Originals and stale candy corn.
Black licorice, all the stuff that like normal kids found at the bottom of their trick-or-treat bag. That's
So-
the stuff you guys would give out.
You'll remember the revolt we had one year, the school dance.
Yeah, the hostile takeover.
We spiked the punch. Things got a little crazy.
Oh, I remember.
You remember Sister Mary Clarence? She drank some of that punch.
Yeah.
And
You know what's funny is people think that Miley Cyrus started this whole twerking thing. We saw Sister Mary Clarence twerk at that school dance, and it was amazing.
And not only
she
that,
could work.
You guys have to stir up all this.
Hey, she got imbibed that night, you know, had a little drinky drink. And I may have seen Sister Mary Clarence in a state of undress.
See nothing.
Hey, and you talk about your fleshy fun mounds, Reverend.
Oh.
This is ridiculous.
Well, ridiculous it may be, but
I
these
came
things
on
happen.
this program out of the goodness of my heart to set the record straight.
Record about what?
About you two morons.
We don't hide what we are.
People are pretty clear on that we're morons. I mean, it's not really.
You think you can pull the wool over everybody's eyes?
No, we don't.
I want to ask you about this, though. You remember the one year, Mud Puppet Ryan and I, we did sneak out because the trick-or-treating at St. Pascal's sucked so much. And Ryan actually consumed so much candy and began vomiting and acting a fool.
Just everywhere.
You had to performed an exorcism on him. And the whole time I was trying to convince you that he wasn't possessed, he was just a glutton. And you would hear none of it. You think this is funny?
It's hilarious. The way you twist everything.
I didn't twist it. You performed a candy exorcism on it.
You held a crucifix to my head that you had heated on a stove, and when it burned me, you tried to act like that was some sort of sign.
Oh, you little wimp, you can't take a little pain?
No, I was 5.
Well, you might have been more like 12. But
Mentally, I was 5.
I was trying to build character in you.
Is this what you usually... Maybe this is part of the reason you were excommunicated from St. Pascal's.
I don't know where you get your information at. This is
The
all
internet.
gossip.
The internet. It's pretty reliable these days.
Yeah.
Actually.
YouTube,
Yeah.
Wikipedia.
So, Reverend, there was always rumors that you and Sister Mary Clarence maybe had a little flingy fling. And hey, if so, I gave you props after that Halloween night.
You're
Yes.
disgusting.
Well,
No.
we have never denied this.
Just admit it. I mean,
There's
were you
nothing to
guys
admit.
together?
No?
The only thing I admit is that I regret the day you guys ever walked into that school.
Wow.
Well, you've admitted this on many occasions. Let me ask you this, though, Reverend. You actually... I'll give you credit. You've tried to be a friend to us despite our muddy ways.
Yes, I have.
And last year, you appeared in our Halloween special, Our Muddy Nightmare. And you've agreed to appear in this year's special as well, Our Muddier Nightmare. So we're really happy about that. And you're obviously excited.
Like
right?
I said, out of the goodness of my heart.
Right.
And obviously a great actor.
You know,
Yes.
despite what you morons say all the time, one of these days you're going to have to pay the price. And you're going to be burning. The flames are going to be really high.
We've heard this one before.
You know what?
This
There'll
old,
be extra charcoal on your flames.
Bring it on.
They'll be burning really high, and you're going to be a couple of crispy critters.
Oh my goodness. Well,
You're gonna burn.
I'll tell you what, Doogody, we're going to have some more with you. We're going to talk some more. But right now, we're actually going to see a clip from last year's Our Muddy Nightmare with Reverend Thaddeus Doogody.
Swear that was a waste of time to go down in that basement. Well, we're leaving now, okay? Joel, look, it's the Slender Man.
That's not the Slender Man. That guy's fat.
Still with the jokes, hey, mud puppets?
Do you know this guy?
No idea.
Don't recognize your teacher from St. Pascal's School for Wayward Rascals, fellas? the Reverend Thaddeus Doogody.
Oh, Reverend Doogody.
No.
I have no idea who this guy is.
Not familiar.
I was the one who sabotaged your car, and I sent my minions to lure you here.
What? Why? Why would you go to all that trouble just to get us here?
Do you remember the time you put tacks on my chair? Or how about the time you saran wrapped my Cadillac? Or maybe even the time you morons replaced my chocolate pudding with fresh defecation?
Oh.
Now I remember him, Reverend Doogody!
I remember doing all that stuff.
Those were classics!
Never liked that guy.
Me neither, it was a butthole.
Yeah.
I remember you boys lusting over the pretty girls that used to pass by the schoolyard with their fleshy fun mounds. And when I saw the smut you were putting out on the internet, I knew I had to purify your souls.
We were just kids. We didn't mean any harm.
They were stupid.
I didn't even know what saran wrap was.
We hate the mudpuppets.
Silence! I thought the only way to save depraved souls such as yours was through a bloodletting. But praise God, there's more than one way to redeem a heathen. You boys may go.
What? We can go?
Really? Just like that?
You can go forever, huh?
What? That doesn't make any sense.
No, that doesn't make any sense.
This guy's not right.
He's old.
Be gone with you, douchebags!
Whoa! Right now, come on, let's go! Alright. Hurry up! There's a door back here!
You know, Ryan, I loved Our Muddy Nightmare.
It's quality stuff.
It's close to home in my old muddy heart.
Does it?
And Reverend, you did a great job.
It's pure garbage. It's trash.
Hey, the line about the defecation in place of your figgy pudding, loved it.
Beautiful, beautiful.
This man, a genius. This is all him.
I didn't realize what I was saying until after you guys gave me the script.
Well, advanced age will. I mean, there's also dictionaries. You could have looked these words up. But I'll remember that for this year. We finish up.
We can put anything we want,
right,
and he'll say it.
And you usually do. Usually.
We normally do because we don't believe in restrictions, sir.
No, we don't believe in censorship. Even though we've established the owners here at Cable Access. What were their names? Reginald V. Dixie Chap and the fat one. What was his name?
Southern chap. He wasn't that fat.
He was a pretty big boy.
No, difference of opinion.
Hey, so we actually found out you're going to be picketing select haunted houses this year because of their sinful ways?
That's right.
I believe.
Why?
Even he mentioned, Joel, the bloodbath on BIDDLE.
I don't have to have a reason, do I?
The JAYCEES guests, the very nice people we
They're
had earlier.
How are they inappropriate?
All those people are going to burn. They're going to be right in there with you.
Because they're doing a haunted house.
That has nothing to do with it. They're sinners.
All right, so you've mentioned you're gonna picket locally here at Bloodbath and BIDDLE. Those people are our friends. All right, they welcomed us into their haunt. They came on our show, and you're gonna picket them?
You should pick your friends a little better, I would say.
Wow.
You're also going to picket other select haunts throughout Michigan. You've mentioned Erebus, Darkside Acres in Jonesville. You're even going to do Ohio for Halloween weekends.
And when we shut them all down, the world will be a better place to live in.
Look here, Doogody, I'm a huge fan of Halloween and haunts. You can't go shutting these down. I'll fight you too.
Tell me what I can do. Did I listen to you when you were kids?
Well, you usually hit us.
Did I listen to you when you were teenagers?
That might be part of the problem.
By then,
communication.
we decided to boot, scoot, and boogie on out of there.
Do you think I'm listening to you now?
Well, I would hope so.
It doesn't, based on your responses, it doesn't seem like it.
What'd you say?
To be completely honest with you.
Didn't hear a thing.
So you're not down with the Halloween traditions. You feel they're all steeped in pagan traditions, and
yes, they are. It's sinful. It's an abomination.
Come on, Doogody, you gotta like in recent years, Halloween City and Spirit Halloween, they've come up with those hot little get-ups for all the ladies. Come on!
You guys are trying to get me angry.
Waltzing down the street, naughty SpongeBob.
Things are bouncing.
See, you haven't changed one bit.
Naughty
you haven't
Cookie
matured.
Monster.
Of course not.
You're still the same couple of... Oh, I better not say it.
What? Degenerates? Plaves?
That's
Keep going, you're on a roll.
That self-censorship is going to be the death of you, DOOGOODY.
I'll tell you what.
You gotta let this stuff out.
I'll tell you what.
Boulder Dash.
I'll tell you what. I know the Halloween ain't your thing. You're going to pick at those haunts no matter what I say.
That's right.
Here's the deal. We got a little quiz for you. It's called the 7 Deadly Sins quiz, and you should be familiar with the 7 Deadly Sins, being a reverend and all. Here's the deal. If you get the majority of these rights, we'll join, majority of them correct, we will join you on your Halloween picketing tour.
Side by side.
You think you can stump the old man? Is that what you're saying?
But if you do not get the majority of them right, you call off this whole picketing nonsense and let the haunted houses exist.
All right, you know, we like to play our quizzes. If you get it right, you're going to hear that. You get it wrong, you'll hear eternal damnation in the form of this.
Now here's what we're going to do. We're going to give you a horror icon. You have to associate that icon with the correct 7 deadly sin. The 7 deadly sins, just to refresh you, are lust, gluttony, greed, sloth, wrath, envy, and pride, okay? Need a refresher? I'll give it to you. So, your first horror icon is Elvira. Which 7 deadly sin is Elvira associated
That's definitely lust.
It sure is. You know what? She's definitely got me scared still.
Every time she's
I've heard that about you.
Every time she's on TV, I can't turn my head away.
Yeah.
I'm so disgusted.
Oh, yeah. All right, your next one is The Blob, 1958, 1988 horror movie.
Well, ask your buddy. He should know about the Blob.
Well, which one is it associated with?
The sloth, of course.
Oh, incorrect. That would be gluttony. Might be a subtle difference, but incorrect.
Oh, who came up with these questions?
Well, we did. Next one.
Figures.
Jack Skellington from Nightmare Before Christmas.
What's the deadly sins again?
We've got gluttony, greed, sloth, wrath, envy, and pride. Gluttony's taken.
How about pride?
No, Jack was a victim of greed because he wasn't satisfied with Halloween. He had to take Christmas too.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Let's move on. How about Samantha from The Ring?
What's the deadly sins again?
We have sloth, wrath, envy, and pride that are left.
Envy.
Incorrect. It's sloth. Remember, she couldn't even make those VHS tapes by herself.
Oh, come on.
I mean, how lazy can you get?
You guys never would cut me any slack.
That one seemed like a stretch to me, too.
Next one, Michael Myers.
Oh.
This is a gimme. You're down to wrath, envy, and pride.
Wrath.
There you go. That's correct. That's what, two
He's
right?
2 and 2. No,
You gotta
he's
run the
2 and
table.
3.
What do I get if
You gotta
I
run the
You
table.
got to get these right. We already told you.
We'll
We
join
will
you in
join
your
your picketing.
Oh.
Next one, Norma Bates, mother of Norman. Was it envy or pride? That's what we're down to.
Would it have to be envy?
Correct. She was envious of his lady friends. She did murder them. So
Now, if he can get this last one.
Yeah, I've been afraid to take a shower ever since
I'm not reminding him.
Don't remind him.
Frankenstein's monster. Which 7 deadly sin is that an example of?
A stitch in time saves 9. I don't know.
Whoa! You gotta call it off. It was pride. It was pride.
How can that be pride?
We don't have to do
Ridiculous.
that
The
horrible
stupidest
protest.
quiz I ever heard of.
Sorry, Reverend. You're done with
Yeah,
your
you're
picket.
sorry, all right.
Well, fans, we will be back next month. We want to welcome y'all to check out mudpuppets.com. You can email us at themudpuppets@gmail.com.
That's right.
Send us hate mail. Send us fan mail. You got a talent you want to be on the show? Let us know. We've got, of course...
Obviously, we want you to go to YouTube and watch all of our
Subscribe.
sketches. We want you to go to our blog.
Yes.
And we will be updating that with horror-themed things all through the month.
And, of course, Facebook.
Yes.
And then, of course, you can always tweet the Mud Puppets at Mudpuppet Ryan, at Mudpuppet Joel. Ryan.
What?
What is this?
Oh, my God. Who is that?
That's the killer. Does that say cameraman? Let's get him. Go.
Let's go. Come on.
Take him out. Go. Get him. Hey, Dave, just go to anything. Go.
Last Halloween, the Mud Puppets unearthed our muddy nightmare. This year, celebrate October as the Mud Puppets present Horror Month. Experience Demon Seed, Hank Hyman's Sloppy Seconds, and the sequel to last year's hit, Our Muddier Nightmare. Be witness to demented sketch comedy.
I gotta hand it to you, right? You went on about it all show. I didn't think you'd actually catch a killer, but here we go.
We're gonna interrogate him hard.
Right.
Hey, I think I know who this is.
Who?
It's Porthole Pete.
Porthole Pete is nowhere near this gargantuan.
Hey.
Oh, I know that voice. It's Munch.
Ryan, Munch is a sock puppet.
Good point. Let's take his mask off. What? Oh, it's Solidus.
Whoa, whoa. This isn't the Chicken Man. Remember, we killed and ate him, okay? And that's another mask, same as the first. No.
Well, I guess there's only one way to find out.
Big Bubba Luscious!
Yeah, and I would have got away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling mud puppets.
Why would you do this?
Because last time I was on your show, you didn't share your fig Newtons with me. You disrespected my show, the Pro Wrestling Locker Room. You cut me down on Facebook. And plus, there's only room for one fat guy on local access. And that's me. I've been around the longest.
I mean, you killed Timmy over this. Are you serious, man?
That's something, right?
Hey, Timmy.
Hey.
What's up?
Timmy? You're alive?
Yeah. I'm good.
He good.
Wait a minute. You guys are all in on this?
Yeah.
Okay, I get why Bubba would do it to me, but Joel, why would you?
Ryan, come on. I love Halloween. I love pranks, and you are the biggest rube I know, and I do mean the biggest. Happy Halloween.
It's funny.
Timmy, I got you this job, man. Why would you do this to me?
I just don't like fat people.
Whoa, wait a minute. That's harsh.
Dropping a
harsh.
bomb.
I just don't like them.
Ouch. Huh.
That hurts.
Well, yeah. Happy Halloween. Just, wow, Tim.
Well, I'm sorry.
Fat people.
I don't like fat people.
Wow, but
What
they're
can
in
I
abundance
say?
here.
They're just
wow.
huge. They take up a lot of space.
Wow.
Wow.
It was a mud puppet show, but now we gotta go. So come on back next time, and we'll have you feeling fine. You know it's not a guarantee, so don't you think I'm suing me? I'm just the one singing this song, and it's gone on a bit too long. It was a mud puppet show. It was a mud puppet show. It was a mud puppet show. Mud puppets, yeah.